everyone, my name is Geeta and welcome to your pick a card reading. So the title of this video is going to be, what do they secretly want to say to you? Alright, so this is going to be stone number 1 with the amethyst, stone number 2 with the rose quartz, stone number 3 with the lapis lazuli, and stone number 4 with the tiger's eye. So you can go ahead and take a moment and pause the video and get out your pendulum. And while you're doing that, I would just like to say that if you like this kind of video, please give my video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it and it really helps me out. If you would like to have a private reading, you see how to do that in the description below. And if you would like to be notified of future videos, please subscribe and hit the bell notification. Also, just to let everybody know that if you wanted to support me on Patreon, I did create a Patreon. I have one so far. I have one Patreon. And I appreciate you who is trying to hide their identity. So they don't want me to give them a shout out, but shout out to my first Patreon. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started and let's find out what they secretly want to say to you. Alright, so I have the cards for stone number 1 with the amethyst, and let's find out what they secretly want to say to you. So the signs associated with this reading is going to be Scorpio, Pisces, Virgo, and the Queen of Swords is Virgo, Libra. Looks like there has been a bit of a conflict. It seems like actually the person's conflicted with the Two of Swords here. They want to say to you, I don't know. They're stuck. They don't know what to do. I feel like they're torn. And I feel like they're trying to they've either put off making a decision at the moment, or they're just feeling uncertainty and may not want to offend or hurt you. But they do, what they really want to say is that there is a choice. They're having to make a decision between letting your relationship die or communicating with you how they're feeling. And how they're feeling is that they feel like that you're almost like trapped in like a victim type mentality, and like you're a bit of a hypocrite. And not so much that you're a hypocrite, but there's something that you do that makes you look like you could be a hypocrite, or makes you be perceived as that, and that is that you have a separation between your spirituality and what you basically what you say and what you do. Okay, so it's saying that there is a separation between your spirituality. So you say one thing about being maybe just an example, like peace and love and everything like that, and then go off and do something else. And that is the opposite. And that also that you're kind of, in that sense, you're being disconnected from your spirituality. Also, they feel like you're being really demanding, and that you say some cutting words. There may be some gossip that you may be doing, but they feel like you're being gossipy. They're saying that you need solitude. You need time alone to think, because of everything that's going on. They want you to think about this spiritual issue, and they want you to look carefully at the role of solitude in your life, basically, and thinking, I need solitude because you're having this issue. But also, this card is also about feeling lost and loneliness and being antisocial. But it's really also saying that they may feel that you're feeling irritable and being depressed or moody, and both of these cards reflect that. Okay, and that you need to take some time alone. Not to take it. Don't take it personally if a loved one is pushing you away at this time. We all need time to ourselves occasionally. It could be that you are around other people. You are keeping your thoughts and feelings private for now. And that could be good too, but because I feel like they're not such nice thoughts. And another reason why I am feeling this is because we have number 20, keeping your temper. Okay. I should have said the different cards. Did I say the cards? I don't know. I'm going to say them anyways in case I didn't, because I can't remember if I did. So we have the Two of Swords, Death, the Queen of Swords in reverse. We have the Eight of Wands. We have the Hangman in the reverse and the Hermit in reverse. And we also have 20, keep your temper. It says, don't allow anger to rule you. And number 40, keeping up immense effort in advance. And then we have number 4 is called vigilance. So what else? There is something about your temper. It's coming up. I'm looking at the wrong book. All right. So it does seem like there's an issue where you feel like you're being pushed and that you're running out of patience, and that also this person is also running out of patience, and what they're saying with keeping up is that they're having a hard time keeping up with everything, all of the demands that you're making. They're having a hard time keeping up with everything, and they're losing their patience, they're losing their temper, you're losing your temper, and there's definitely both people. I feel like this is going both ways, that you're losing your tempers, and again, it's like you got to take some time on your own so you can regroup, basically. That you have too many things going on, but they are trying to say, not to let your anger rule you. But they also feel like they're being pushed as well. They do feel like you're not cooperating. They think that you lash out and express anger and frustration. There's definitely a lot of frustration going on here. This is a very frustrating reading. I'm glad I'm not feeling particularly frustrated before doing this. But it also is saying that they're having trouble keeping up, and they feel like you're having a hard time keeping up, but it is time to have for very hard work and getting ahead. And this card right here is about determination and resolve and push through onto the next stage, the urge to improve your status and be rewarded, moving quickly with strength and stamina and a great deal of process and integrate. So I feel like there's this other person that you're trying to work with. This could be a coworker for some of you, I'm feeling, but you're trying really hard, trying to work towards a common goal, and you kind of keep stepping all over each other, trying to rush around, and that's what I'm seeing going on here. And it is talking about staying focused. This card right here talks about staying focused on where you're going, and you'll begin to leave the place that you find yourself in now. When you push through, others will recognize an incredible dedication you have to your own life. This will inspire them to push forward with their own dreams too. One thing for sure is the intensity of your approach brooks no resistance, and the movement and energy will drive away all stagnation. But what this card is really saying to me is that you're trying all these things. You guys are trying to do something, and there's arguing. It's really easy, Hopefully, I hope that they wish to communicate how they're feeling, and that you need these things instead of letting relationship die, because this is a pretty common thing that happens to everybody. It's pretty common where you're all rushing around and you start bitching at each other, and everybody starts stepping on each other's toes, and you're just all frustrated, and you're just taking it out on each other is the main thing. So that's what you got to understand. And what I would do with this person is I would just talk to them and apologize for your part in it, and most likely they will apologize for theirs, and then you can make peace. right here, this card called Vigilance, right here. This one says, keep an eye on the situation, but don't do anything just yet. There will be time for action later, and your energy will be needed then. You'll have a better idea of what's going on when you can maintain an attitude of detached observation. This is not a time to give into your emotions or be dragged down by other people's drama. Remove yourself from petty squabbles and circular arguments and people who are chasing their own tails. When you rise above the dust of turmoil, you'll see more clearly what the real issues are. And I feel like that's advice more than anything. Anyways, that's all I have for stone number 1. If you like this kind of reading, please give my video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it, and it really helps me out. If you would like to be notified of future videos, please subscribe and hit the bell notification. And if you would like to have a private reading, you can see how to do that in the description below. All right, well, thank you very much, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to stone number 2. All right, so I have the cards for stone number 2 with the rose quartz, and let's find out what they secretly want to say to you. So we have the Hangman, we have the King of Pentacles, we have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, we have the Chariot, we have the Queen of Wands, the Chariot's in the reverse, sorry, the Queen of Wands, and we have the Nine of Swords. And what signs are associated with this? We have Pisces, Cancer, and the King of Pentacles is Aries and Taurus, and the Queen of Wands, where are you? Oh, Pisces, Aries, so yeah, Pisces, Aries, and the King of Pentacles is Taurus, Aries, so probably an Aries. Then we have number 45, Such a Curious Dream. Grounding, returning to reality, and coming home. Then we have number 18, Retreat. So, what do they secretly want to say to you? I feel like they're trying to say they have to make a sacrifice. There's a sacrifice that needs to be made because they feel like you're not very disciplined and you have trouble making progress in your development of some sort. It could be all sorts of things. It could be spiritual development. It could be just working or something like that. It could be all sorts of things. So that's up for you to figure out. But that you lack confidence to work towards your dreams. You may not even be feeling deserving of happiness, or you may feel stifled by fear, but it could also show that this card shows that your energy, that they feel like your energy is scattered. You may be unclear about what you want, or you may feel pressure to put others' desires before your own. This is some kind of dynamic between, this could be the same person here. That's what they're feeling, and they're feeling this, and they're saying this actually with confidence. Okay. And there's definitely like this person is having to be like some kind of boss or leader. These are both boss leadership type people who's trying to be practical, okay, conservative. I feel like I'm describing most likely the person that you're inquiring about. This other person also could be creative and independent and confident and passionate, friendly and optimistic, influential. Okay. If that helps at all. By the way, those signs I said doesn't have to be. It's going to resonate with some people. It's not going to resonate with some other people. So, They feel like that you do have some kind of, you lack some kind of balance when it comes to giving and receiving. And they're actually really worried about it. They're worried about it in general. For some people, not everybody, but some, they actually could be having dreams about worrying about the issue with you. But there's like, this card also is about, you know, they feel like you don't have the resources to give in the situation, whatever it is. And they don't want to, I feel like maybe you want to give to them and they're like, no, you know, I don't want you to give anything to me because I don't feel like you don't have what you need. You don't have enough for yourself, and they don't want to take anything from you. But also, that may not be for everybody, by the way. You know, remember, this is a general reading. Yeah. Maybe giving to such an extent that your own future or security can be put at risk. So I don't feel like that they want you to do that. And then some of you, challenge, I feel exploitation. Like maybe you're trying to exploit them in some way. Maybe they're worried about you trying to exploit them. Or either way, if there's a lack of balance in giving and taking, that can cause issues with whatever goal or whatever thing they're trying to do here. Let me see. Such a curious dream. It's kind of a funky one to get. So, as I was saying before, for some of you, I'm feeling like they might have issues with dreaming and stuff about this. I feel like that they want to say that, like, you spend all your time in Wonderland and it's time to be, sometimes it's time to take your head out of the clouds and try to be realistic about the situation. That's what I feel like that they're trying to do. They want to be realistic about the situation. This person there could be some kind of working thing where you're working with this person. So, because I do have these pentacles, so some of you may work with this person and this could be like a working type relationship as well. But they gotta be realistic about the situation. So that leads to this card, number 18, retreat. I think I might read this one. It says, "Oh my, that took an unexpected turn, didn't it? Something that looked so inviting at first turned out to be much worse than you anticipated. You're absolutely right to run away, but watch where you're going. A calm, rational retreat will serve you better than careening wildly hither and thither. Don't rush from one bad situation into one that is even worse. There's no need to look back. Just leave it all behind you and plot your next move. Sometimes the bravest thing to do is knowing when to retreat." And so I feel like this is what they're saying, that they're wanting to retreat from the situation. And that's what they secretly want to say to you. Anyways, that's all I have for stone number 2. If you like this kind of reading, please give my video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it, and it really helps me out. If you would like to be notified of future videos, please subscribe and hit the bell notification. And if you'd like to have a more private reading, you see how to do that in the description below. All right, well, thank you very much. And now I'm going to go ahead and move on to stone number 3. All right, so I have the cards for stone number 3. with the lapis lazuli, and let's find out what they secretly want to say to you. So we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Moon, we have the Fool, we have the Queen of Swords, we have the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, and we have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. We also have 2 bonus cards that came out. We have the Tower and Strength. Then we have number 44, you can't go back to yesterday. And then we have number 13, isolation. So the signs that could be associated with this, doesn't have to be, but for a lot of you it could definitely resonate with you. So with the Knight of Pentacles, we have Leo, Virgo. With the Queen of Swords, we have Virgo, Libra. So there's some Virgo definitely going on right here. And then we have the Moon, which is Pisces. We have the Fool, which is Aquarius. And then the Tower is Aries, and Strength is Leo. But I think the bulk of you, it's going to be these signs or these two. I'm feeling mostly. So do they secretly want to say to you? They're confused. They're not really wanting to make any moves or do anything right now because they're confused about what's going on between the both of you. They feel like you're being, what is the word? You might be trying, they want you to think logically about the situation, or they're starting to think more logically about the situation. It's one of the two. And what they really want to say is they're getting ready to give up. You guys keep repeating the same mistakes, and I see that you've probably been working on this situation for a while, and so this has caused confusion for them, because honestly they probably don't want to give up because they've been working on it for so long and they put so much effort into it, but they're really disappointed. And you guys keep making the same mistakes, and you keep repeating the same mistakes and going in a circle, and nobody's learning from them. They feel like you're kind of closed-minded and reckless, and they have a trouble trusting you. That your relationship is really limited. You may be a person who never want to take any risks, or they don't want to take any risks with you because of that. And so they're thinking, I already know what will happen if I do anything with this person, so why even try? Does seem to be that there's some kind of issue with the material world. I don't know if this is somebody, it is possible this is somebody that you could be working with. It doesn't have to be, but I do see a lot of issues here with material, like tangible things. This isn't easy for them. We have a tower here and a tower here. They're already feeling isolated and like they're doing everything on their own. That's why they want to give up. They're feeling isolated and thinking that they want to be on their own, and because of this, they're thinking of actually ending this whole relationship, and because they need to regain strength for themselves. They don't want to stay in the past. They want to start looking forward. I think that they really need to do something to improve the situation. I think that they're having a difficulty with You're not who they thought you are anymore. You're not the person who you used to be when they first met you. That's what they're thinking. And that you've changed, but I don't feel like they don't feel like it's for the better. And that you're no longer the same person. I feel like there is an issue with isolation, though. You might actually be spending too much time on your own as well. And not paying any attention to the situation, so they feel neglected. So I'm feeling like they feel all alone, and that's because you're leaving them all alone. Or that's what they would say to you if they could. What they really would like to say to you. And they probably will eventually, especially if they end up to the giving up point. So maybe do something to fix it if you really want to save this. Anyways, that's all I have for stone number 3. If you like this kind of reading, please give my video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it, and it really helps me out. If you would like to be notified of future videos, please subscribe and hit the bell notification. If you'd like to have more private reading, you see how to do that in the description below. Alright, well, thank you very much. Now I'm going to move on to stone number 4. Alright, so I have the cards for stone number 4 with a tiger's eye, and let's find out what they secretly want to say to you. So the signs that could be associated with this, it doesn't have to be. It could be any earth sign. There's a lot of earth going on here. We have Leo in the world, which is Capricorn, and then we have the Queen of Wands, which is Pisces and Aries, and then we have Gemini. And then, so we have the Queen of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, the Sun, we have the Four of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and the World, and the Lovers came out. A bonus card came out with the World. And then we have number 41, Forget Who You Are. Conditioning falls away, memory no longer defines you. We have number 7, Investigate. It says, look closely, ask questions, think before acting. And then we have number 17, Story Time. And I'll read this one first. I always have to remember to read this one first. I'm trying to get into it. I'm sorry, my throat. I've been talking so freaking much lately. Doing readings and stuff. I'm losing my voice. So let me read number 17, Story Time. Settle down now and let's continue reading the story. It has a special significance just for you, all in the language of fairy tales and fables, so you must be very quiet and listen well. Don't fidget and don't think about anything other than the things that you have to do. Or don't think about all the other things that you have to do. Just give your attention to the story that's being read to you in this moment. What have you learned so far? What do you hope will happen next? So basically, it's asking you to pay very close attention because there's going to be very special, very important message here for you. And also is trying to signify the importance of this issue that you're going through. It's not just an issue. This feels like someone trying to figure out if they should actually get involved with somebody or something. That's what it feels like to me. So we have number 41. Forget who you are. What do they want to say to you? Well, they want to say you to listen. For one thing, that there's something special happening here. And it feels like you're not really paying attention that something amazing is actually about to happen and is happening, and you're going to miss it if you don't pay attention. So I'm going to go ahead and read this. Forget who you are. It says, you are amidst a new experience, one in which you have no idea of who you are anymore. Paradoxically, this apparent loss of self is a beautiful gift. The loss of memory of the self and the absence of the conditioning that defines us means that we can approach new people and situations with an innocent and freshness. This is an opportunity to connect from the heart. So, it is with Alice. When she enters a looking-glass forest with magical powers, all who enter forget who they are. Thus, not knowing that he ought to be frightened of a human, a fawn approaches Alice. She responds with an incredible fondness for the fawn, and they meet in simple affection, connection, and friendship. When we forget what we have been taught to fear or hate, it brings the opportunity for a whole series of beautiful relationships to blossom. This is the situation you find yourself in now. Forget what you tell yourself you are, and forget what others have said you ought to be. Forget the anonymity, the avoidance, the fear we live with far too often. Forget who you have been taught to be. Instead, reawaken the innocence of the soul. Unknow thyself. Accept the mystery of you. Within that open space, within that forest, where we are all returned to our ancient, most natural self, we can all be one again. So this is about, you know how, like, basically what this card is saying, like a more realistic, like an everyday type of thing, is when you've been hurt by somebody else and that jades you. And this is saying that forget about, you have to let go of issues where you've been jaded so you can come into this situation with a fresh, like an open mind, a fresh perspective, where you can, because it's like if, I don't know, something stupid. Okay, imagine you have been hurt by a person who likes frogs. This is kind of stupid, but then in the future you're scared of people or don't want to be around people who like frogs, and you're wary of them. It's the same type of thing. When you have unreasonable fears of something that you've been conditioned to be afraid of, it's saying to forget those fears and forget who you are and forget those things so you can have that conditioning fall away. And so those memories that you have can no longer define you, and then you can come into this relationship here without that fear, and so you can actually experience a relationship with closeness with friends, with loved ones, and everything like that. Also, we have number 7, investigate. I'm going to read 2. Did I show this? I don't know if I showed it, but I got number 7 here, investigate. It says, too many people blindly follow others, and in many situations we can find it easier to go with the flow, to trust in other people, and even to follow orders. But Alice does not do this. Not until she has thought it through for herself. She may be impetuous, adventurous, and curious, but she is also sensible, cautious, and inquiring. Alice remembers the good common sense advice that she had learned through hearing stories of others. You're about stories again. Mishaps. And right now, you must be like Alex. This card asks you to check something carefully before going ahead. You are being encouraged to take a daring new path of action. And while everything is most likely well, you still need to take responsibility and remember to be your own guardian and caretaker. Look over the details, check the packaging, be sure to know what is in the fine print, and ask questions about the arrangement or the offer which you are about to enter into, and accept. If, like Alice, you find there is nothing alarming or hidden about the arrangement, by all means go ahead. However, do not follow orders or blindly do what others are told, what others tell you. Investigate, decide, and if you go ahead, be prepared for unexpected changes when you sign, start, connect, and decide to advance. There is always an element of unpredictability, and there is no way of preparing for all the strange and wonderful things that will happen next. So this card is about an important decision, requires you to inquire, inform yourself, and think it through thoroughly, and find out as much as you can, and look at the fine print. And so this is what the person really wants to say to you. What they secretly want to say to you is that come into this situation, try to, without fear, but don't be ignorant. Don't do it blindly. Educate yourself and figure out learn all about all the aspects of the situation first ahead of time. They want you to do that. So they're like, go ahead, but try to leave your past biases and things that have happened, last trauma, your last jadedness and everything like that, all behind you. Leave it all in the past, leave it behind you, and try to look at things and investigate things with a fresh and open mind. So what they want to say to you is that they're trying to protect their resources and their boundaries. And some people could actually be saving money, and there is a lot here about it. And this person could be not having a whole lot of money right now, but right now they are definitely starting a new venture where that is going to make them a new money. They just started this, and they're learning how to balance that. They're learning how to balance and juggle their obligations and what they're doing. They're juggling this new job that they're doing, or something they're doing to gain material things. And now they're to the point where they're trying to save. They would say that they are stable, and that this is, it feels like they're trying to tell you about themselves. They feel secure. They have reached a point where they feel secure about their resources, and they don't want to change anything. And they're holding tight to what they're having, what they're doing. And they're trying to save money. And I feel like it's save money or protect their resources, but I'm feeling for most of you it's going to be saving money, because the way it has is like 1, 2, but then we're 4. 3's missing. But I feel like we don't need 3. It went to 4. There's already a stable foundation lead. Then we have the Sun. And what they want to say to you is that they're very clear about what needs to be done. They're clear about what they should be doing. They're clear about how they feel about you. They're clear. They do want to come together, and there is something that they would like to do. I feel like come together and do something with you, which could involve money and love. They do feel like they are a soulmate of yours. But they do feel like there is a very important connection here. Basically, this one's different. This one reading's different from all the other ones. And this one, they're actually trying to tell you about themselves. What they want to say is they want to tell you about themselves. And it's like they kind of want to reassure you, and they want to ask you that they understand that you have been hurt in the past, and that not every single time is going to be like that. And I feel like that they already have learned this. They have learned that if you want to do things and have people in your life, you have to be able to, you can't treat everybody the same. Everybody's not the same, and they're not the same people. You know, not everybody who likes frogs are exactly the same. There might be similarities between the different people who like frogs, because they like frogs. It doesn't mean that all people who like frogs are going to hurt you, basically. And they've learned that if you want people in your life, you can't, and even people who like frogs, you can't judge everyone just because of what they like and who they are. Like, this can be with anything. This could be with race. This can be with skin color, hair color. It can be anything that is superficial. That's why I use the word frogs. So maybe, some people are afraid of people who are white. Is like, well, or purple, it doesn't matter what color it is, right? But what it is that it's a superficial thing, and not everyone is the same. But just because you've had past upsets with other people who have similarities doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen every time. And they've learned that, and they've learned to accept that sometimes when there's a lot of people who are screwed up in this world, and you're gonna have a very good chance. There's a lot of people who aren't very spiritually attuned, and you're gonna run into a lot of people who are gonna hurt you. It doesn't mean that just because everybody that you've known who's liked frogs hurt you, doesn't mean that just because this other person likes frogs as well, because a lot of people like frogs, doesn't mean that they're going to hurt you as well. And so that's what they're asking you to do with these things right here. That's what I feel like. I feel this here too. I feel it here. So anyways, that's all I have for show number 4. I hope you like this kind of reading. Let me know if you do in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, if you like this kind of reading, please give my video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it, and it really helps me out. If you would like to be notified of future videos, please subscribe and hit the bell notification. And if you would like to have a more private reading, you see how to do that in the description below. All right, well, thank you very much, and I hope you all have a wonderful day or night. God bless.